Chapter 1. The Man in the Clearing. The same clearing, the same totems, the same smoke-stained fire pit. But the jungle feels arranged, like something has been maintaining this place with purpose. The figure steps out of the hut, tall, worn, built like a man who has wrestled nature and won. His eyes are sharp, familiar, and completely unafraid. He smiles, not because he's happy, because he's already counted the exits.
Jack, you've got that look again. The one that means you have done something heroic and catastrophically stupid.
Mad Jack's shoulders loosened by a hair. Relief and fury tangled together.
You're alive.
Aye, and you're late.
Lupi doesn't lower her cutlass. Jacques watches Norse like he's measuring whether this man is danger, ally, or worse, history. Moby's gaze flicks between Jack and Norse, trying to understand what kind of depth makes a pirate cross oceans. Zomgal sniffs the air.
This man smell like old fights.
Smart nose.
Norse's eyes drift, fast, assessing. Not the weapons, not the crew. Jack's coat. The weight under it. His smile fades.
Tell me you didn't bring it.
Oh, I brought it.
Then get inside, now, because if you've used it...
Oh, I've definitely used it.
Norse's expression hardens. He turns on his heel.
Inside, no arguments. If you're marked, we will know it in the light.
The hut isn't a home. It's a fort built out of rules. Bone charms hung at measured distances. Salt lines at thresholds. Carvings in the beams, sigils that twist the air when you look at them too long. Moby steps over a line and immediately feels his ears pop like a pressure change.
What is this?
A polite request to the world. Do not listen in.
Norse points at Jack.
Coat off, book out, hands where I can see them.
He's not your prisoner.
No. He's my responsibility. Because I owe him favors. And if he's doing what I think he is doing, we are already late.
Mad Jack produces the codex and sets it on the table like it might bite. The room feels colder instantly. Not supernatural cold. Kind you feel when a storm is forming and your body knows it before your eyes do. Norse doesn't touch it. Not yet.
Show me your nose.
What?
Your nose.
Jack wipes at the dried blood. Norse's gaze narrows.
And your hands.
Jack holds them out. Faint microcuts, thin as hairlines, like paper has kissed his skin too many times. Norse swallows once.
Aye, you're feeding it.
Feeding the book?
Not the book. What the book is tethered to.
Jack's jaw tightens, because he already suspects.
Bloody Shadowlock.
Not his body, not yet. But the part of him that is trying to become a body again.
Chapter 2. What the Codex really does. Norse lights a ring of candles, not for warmth, but for definition. The Codex sits at the center of the table. The candlelight doesn't reflect on it properly, as if the cover refuses to be fully seen. Norse speaks like he's repeating a lesson learned in blood.
You lot keep calling it a spellbook. It isn't. A spellbook is a weapon you pick up. This codex, is a contract you accidentally sign.
But it has good pages, Silas pages, healing pages.
Aye, and you notice something that matters more than you know. Silas' pages don't whisper. Shadowlock's pages do. Because one side asks the world to cooperate, the other side commands it to.
So, why doesn't the world stop him?
Because Shadowlock doesn't command the world. He commands the cracks in it. Fear, grief, desperation. You don't need to break a door if someone opens it for you.
He nods to Jack.
When you read from the corrupted side, it doesn't just cost blood. It costs permission. A silver at a time.
Permission for what?
For him to rebuild.
The hut feels tighter suddenly. Jacques' expression darkens.
You said he isn't present, but that he's rebuilding. How?
Rule 1. Shadowlock can't simply appear. He needs anchors. Things tied to him strongly enough that he can pull himself toward them. The Codex is the oldest anchor, but it's not the only one.
He anchor in Zamgal?
Possibly. Experiments, the Dead Realm, stolen memory, all of that is tether work. But the Codex is worse, because it doesn't just tether bodies, it tethers choices.
I don't understand.
Then here's rule 2. Every time you use the Codex, the world pays attention in 2 directions. Silas' pages try to mend what should be mended. Shadowlock's pages keeps the receipt, even if you think you're doing good.
Jack's eyes narrow.
So, you're saying even healing feeds him?
Not equally, but yes, because Shadowlock tampered with the good pages, just like the resurrection page. He can't corrupt Silas's intent entirely, but he can make sure every miracle leaves a footprint, and footprints can be followed.
Chapter 3. The War Between Silas and Shadowlock. Norse finally touches the Codex, barely, using a strip of leather to turn the cover, like he refuses skin contact. He opens to a clean page first. Silas' script. Calm curves, precise diagrams, restorative phrasing. Then he flips, carefully, to a corrupted page. The ink looks thicker, meaner. It seems to shift when nobody stares directly at it. Moby's stomach turns.
Silas and Shadowlock weren't just archers. They were opposing philosophies made into ink. Silas believed power must have limits. Shadowlock believed powers must have ownership. That's why Silas wrote healing that costs the speaker, because healing should cost the healer something. It keeps miracles honest.
And Shadowlock?
Shadowlock wrote power that costs the world, because he doesn't believe he should ever be the one to pay. So he made the Codex into a machine. Speak a command, spill a price, collect an effect. But the hidden part? The machine also collects you.
So that means Jack's bleeding isn't just damage. It's harvesting him.
Aye, the blood is easy to notice, but the true currency is subtler. Resolve, identity, the line where you stop being yourself and become what the book needs you to be.
It won't have me.
Good. Then rule 3. Never use the Codex alone. Because Shadowlock doesn't attack your strength, he attacks your justifications. He will offer you the perfect reason to read one more line, and you will think it was your idea.
Norse takes a knife and carves 4 lines into a plank, each one a rule.
You wanted lore? Fine. Here are the rules as they are, not as you wish they were. Rule 1. The Codex are 2 wills stitched together. If you treat it like one book, it will punish you for being careless. Rule 2. Silas's pages heal. but Shadowlock's corruption leaves hooks. Use them too often and something will start pulling back. Rule 3. Shadowlock can't manifest without anchors. The Codex is his oldest anchor. Every use strengthens their tether. Rule 4. The book teaches by replacing your fear with confidence. That confidence is not yours. It is the beginning of possession.
So, what do we do?
You stop treating Jack as the solution, and you start treating him as the battlefield.
That lands hard. Jacques looks at Jack, protective, worried, angry at the universe. Luppi's gaze sharpens with purpose. Zomgal's face tightens like a storm behind skin.
You said you owe Jack favors. Well, then pay one. How do we stop this from killing him?
Norse leans in. This is the first time he sounds truly personal.
We build friction. Shadowlock wants smooth access. We make every use of the book harder, safer, and supervised. I can't destroy it. If you destroy it wrong, you'll tear the tether loose and he will rebuild faster. So we do the next best thing. We cage it.
Wait, this makes no sense. Cage a book? A bit excessive, don't you think?
Shush! We cage it with wards, salt rock, bloodwork, controlled bloodwork, and a binding strap that forces the codex to open only to marked sections unless a second person releases it. Meaning, if you want a corrupted page, you will need someone else to agree with you.
So Jack can't be alone when tempted.
Exactly. Shadowlock's favorite meal is a lone man with a noble reason.
Chapter 4. Proof Shadowlock is rebuilding. They step outside for air. The jungle is loud again. Bugs, leaves, distant water. Life returning to its usual rhythm. But the stars look wrong. Not fewer, just slightly misaligned. As if someone has shifted the map of the sky by a friction. Moby stares upwards, uneasy.
Is the sky moving?
Not the sky, the boundary.
Norse crouches and presses 2 fingers into the dirt. He closes his eyes, then opens them, grim.
He felt the resurrection. That wasn't just a spell. That was you dragging something across a line he's been trying to own for a long time. And he will answer it. Not with a fight, with a correction.
What kind of correction?
Norse looks at Jack.
The kind where he makes you prove you deserve to keep breathing.
A soft sound comes from the tree line. Not footsteps, not an animal. A whisper sounds through the air, but too far away to be understood. Jack's nose bleeds again. One thin line, unprovoked. He wipes it, furious.
He's not even here.
No, but he's close enough to knock, which means their tether is tightening.
Norse lays the codex on the table and begins setting ward stones around it, one by one, measured, precise. As each stone lands, the book's cover twitches faintly, as if annoyed. Norse speaks without looking up.
If we do this right, we slow him down. If we do this wrong, you will wake up one morning, Jack, and you won't remember why you ever cared about anyone but power.
Jack's eyes harden.
Then we do it right.
They head back inside. The candle flames start to bend inward all at once, like something just inhaled nearby. And far away, where Shadowlock is rebuilding in pieces, something smiles, without a face. The ward stones hum softly now. Not loud enough to hear, just enough to feel, like pressure behind the eyes. The codex sits at the center of the table, bound in leather straps edged with sword lines and blood-marked sigils. Contained, not silenced. Jack stands over it, arms crossed, jaw set.
So that's it? We cage the book? We watch each other? We wait? You're either crazy or you really do know what you're doing.
Norse doesn't look up as he adjusts the final stone. He straightens slowly, face grave.
Shadowlock doesn't react like a beast. He reacts like a strategist. If he can't reach you directly, he removes the pieces that stabilize you.
That lands harder than any spell. Moby swallows. Jacques' eyes flick instinctively to Jack. Zumgal shifts, uneasy.
You're saying he won't come for Jack?
Not yet. Jack's too valuable intact. Broken people make better tools.
Norse meets his eyes. No hesitation.
Then he'll come for my crew.
Aye. And not all at once. He'll test first.
Norse moves to the far wall and pulls aside a hanging charm. Behind it, a shallow bowl filled with ash and seawater. He dips his fingers in and flicks droplets into the air. They don't fall. They hang. Then they slowly drift towards one corner of the hut.
Why are they moving like that?
Because something familiar to Jack just became interesting to Shadowlock.
Jack stiffens.
Which one is it?
Norse doesn't answer immediately. He watches the droplets tremble, then split. One goes to Lupi, one drifting towards Jacques, one toward Moby. One hesitates, then pulls sharply towards Zumgal.
Zumgal feel cold.
There. That's the test.
Test for what?
For leverage. Shadowlock doesn't choose the strongest bond. He chooses the most useful fracture.
Norse wipes his hands clean.
Here's how it works. He won't kill them. Death is final. Finality ends options. Instead, he'll create a situation where one of them is dying slowly, or changing, or being taken apart piece by piece. Something that can be fixed. Something the Codex can solve.
That's...
Cruel? Yes. Effective? Absolutely.
Jack's hands curl into fists.
Then he's already chosen.
Not yet, but he's circling. Watching how you react when pressure appears.
A sudden thump echoes outside the hut. Not loud, not violent, just wrong. Zumgal head snaps towards the sound.
Something moved.
Everyone, stay!
A low whisper bleeds through the cracks in the walls. Not a voice, a suggestion. Could it be Shadowlock?
He'd save you, wouldn't he?
Moby gasps, clutching his head.
I didn't hear with my ears.
Norse is already moving, slamming a walled stone into the floor. The whisper cuts off instantly. Silence snaps back into place.
There. That wasn't an attack. That was a question.
It spoke to him.
Not yet. It tested whether it could.
Norse looks at Jack. This time, there is no softness.
Listen carefully. Shadowlock will not strike the one you'd sacrifice the world for. He'll strike the one you think you can save without the Codex.
Meaning?
Meaning he'll target someone whose suffering escalates slowly. Someone whose pain you'll try to solve with skill, grit, and stubbornness. Until one day, that's not enough.
Jack's eyes drift unwillingly to Moby, then to Jock, then to Zomgal, and then to Lupi. Each bond different, each dangerous.
Who's most at risk?
Norse answers without hesitation.
The one who believes Jack will always save them. Because trust is the easiest thing to weaponize.
Moby swallows hard. Jacques straightens jaw tight. Zomgal bares his teeth slightly, not in anger, but resolve.
Shadowman wants Zomgal? Zomgal ready.
That's exactly why he won't start with you.
Jack steps forward, voice low, controlled.
So, he thinks he can make me choose.
Norse nods.
He's betting on it.
Then here's my answer.
Jack turns to his crew, every one of them.
If any of you hear whispers, if anything feels off, you tell me immediately. No heroics, no silence, no thinking you're protecting me by hiding it.
His gaze locks with Moby's, gentle, fierce.
Because Shadowlock only wins if he convinces one of us to face this alone.
The codex shifts beneath its straps, just slightly, as if displeased. Outside, something retreats, not defeated, but satisfied. Far away, where Shadowlock rebuilds himself from scraps of will and memory, a plan finishes forming. Not a blade, not a spell. A slow, surgical incision. One bond, one fracture. One inevitable moment where Mad Jack will open the book. Not for power, but for love. Chapter 5. Fault Lines. Morning arrives like an apology. Soft light, warm air. The jungle resumes its rhythm. Birds, insects, leaves whispering secrets to another. Too normal. Jack stands at the clearing's edge, scanning the tree line, hand never far from his coat. Behind him, the crew stirs, each of them slightly off. The codex remains bound, ward stones humming low around it. Lupi sharpens her cutlass, but the sound isn't steady. The blade slips once, nicking her thumb. She freezes. Blood wells.
Damn it!
She presses her thumb to her teeth, eyes flicking instinctively towards Jack. He doesn't see. She exhales and resumes sharpening. Harder this time, faster, like anger will erase the mistake. Zomgal lifts a supply crate. The crate resists. Not weight, something else. He growls slowly and forces it up, muscles straining. The crate moves. But Zomgal stares at his hands afterward, confused.
Hands feel empty.
He shakes them once, hard, as if that will chase the feeling away. It doesn't. Jacques adjusts a rope harness. His fingers move from memory, practiced, precise. Except today he ties the knot wrong. He stares at it, unties it, tries again, wrong again.
That's not right.
Jacques rubs his temples. A dull pressure builds behind his eyes. Not pain, distraction. He looks toward the codex without realizing it. then sharply looks away. Moby laughs too loudly at something Jack says. The sound echoes a fraction longer than it should. Jack glances at him, puzzled, then lets it go. Moby presses his palms together, grounding himself. They tremble. He clasps them behind his back so no one sees.
See? Spirits up! We're doing great!
No one responds, because no one feels great. Norse stands over the walled stones, frowning. One of them has shifted. Barely. He didn't move it. He adjusts it back into place, muttering under his breath.
That shouldn't have happened.
The codex twitches beneath its straps. Once. Then stillness. The fire crackles. Jack speaks with confidence, issuing orders, keeping everyone focused. The crew listens, but their attention drifts in different directions. Loopy watches the tree line too often. Jacques keeps flexing his hands like they don't belong to him. Zomgal rubs his chest absently, brow furrowed. Moby avoids looking at the codex entirely. Jack notices none of it, because he's watching everything else. Sleep comes unevenly. Loopy dreams of standing in the dead realm again. Only this time she's holding something, but she can't quite tell what. Jacques dreams of knots that won't hold. Zomgal dreams of a voice counting his heartbeats. Moby dreams of Jack smiling, relieved, because someone else is carrying the weight. Norse doesn't sleep at all. The codex whispers, not words, possibilities. The walled stones hum louder, then settle. Something tests the cage, finds it interesting. Far away, where Shadowlock rebuilds himself piece by piece, thought by thought. He doesn't choose yet, he observes, because cracks have appeared in everyone. And whichever one widens fastest, that's where he'll press. Chapter 6 False Hope. The jungle wakes unevenly. Sunlight spills through the canopy of broken shafts, warming the ground just enough to feel earned. The air smells clean. Rain-soaked leaves, damp soil, smoke from last night's fire. For the first time since arriving, things feel workable. Jack notices it immediately.
You feel that?
The pressure's eased.
Jack turns, scanning the clearing. The crew is moving more easily today. Too easily. Loopy runs a practice sweep with her cutlass. Her movements are sharp again, precise, confident. No hesitation, no slips. She finishes, exhales, and rolls her shoulder.
That's better. Guess yesterday was just nerves.
Jack watches her closely. No tremor, no distraction. Normal.
You sure?
Positive.
She meets his gaze without flinching. For the first time in days, Jack allows himself a breath. Jacques tightens a rope harness perfectly. The knot settles cleanly. He tests it once. Solid.
Huh. That's good.
Jacques glances towards Norse.
Whatever you adjusted last night, feels like it worked.
Careful. Pressure fading doesn't mean danger has passed. It means something changed tactics.
Jacques nods, but his shoulders loosen. Hope is a dangerous thing. Zamgal laughs, a deep, booming sound. He hoists 2 crates at once and spins them playfully before setting them down.
Zongal strong again! Just feel full! Good full!
Moby smiles at Zongal, genuine, relieved.
Told you, we're tougher than some creepy shadow whisper.
Jack watches them. Loopy steady, Jacques focused, Somgal grounded. The pattern suggests something important, something obvious. Norse examines the ward stones. No cracks, no shifts. The codex lies quiet, too quiet, bound and inert.
He has pulled back.
Because the cage is working?
Or because he found a better angle.
Jack nods, but his gaze drifts. Not to Loopy, not to Jack, not to Zongal. Moby stands alone, watching the river glint through the trees. He breathes deeply. The pressure in his chest is gone. Completely. No pull, no whisper. Nothing.
See, I told you it'd pass.
He flexes his fingers. Steady, warm, normal. For the first time since the clearing, Moby feels like himself again. And that terrifies Shadowlock. As the day goes on, attention shifts. Loopy keeps watch, but no longer feels watched. Jacques plans the next move with clarity. Zongal hums while he works. The tension migrates, not outward, but inward. Jack sits alone, staring at the codex. Not touching it, just considering. He rubs his nose absently. No blood. That should be comforting. It isn't.
Something's wrong.
Behind him, unseen, Moby pauses in the doorway. He watches Jack. Jack looks exhausted, worn thin, carrying everything.
He doesn't need this again.
Moby steps away before Jack notices. Sleep comes easier. Too easy. Dreams are shallow, fragmented. Chapter 7. The One Who Held the Door. Moby feels uneasy as he sees Loopy smiling. It's not her real smile, not the quick, crooked one she gives after a fight. This one is calm, practiced, prepared. The clearing is lit by firelight, but the fire burns low, as if conserving itself. The codex sits upright beside the flames, unbound, waiting.
Oh, thank God, it's just you.
Loopy steps closer, close enough that he can see the scratches in her armor, the dried blood she never quite cleans off. She reaches out, takes his wrist, firm.
You need to come with me.
What? Why?
She doesn't answer. She turns, pulling him gently at first, like she's done 100 times before when danger was close. Moby follows without thinking.
Loopy, seriously, what's going on?
They stop at the edge of the clearing. The jungle beyond is wrong. Too still. Too dark. Like a mouth holding its breath.
We're not supposed to go past the wards.
I know.
She tightens her grip. Not enough to hurt. Enough that he can't pull away.
Loopy?
She finally looks at him. There is no anger there, no doubt, only resolve.
Jack needs time.
What does that have to do with...
She pushes him forward, harder this time. Moby stumbles, catches himself just short of the tree line. The air there feels thin.
Hey, stop! You're hurting me!
I know.
Why are you doing this?
She releases his wrist, steps back, creates distance, like she's afraid she might change her mind.
Because you're the only one he'll listen to.
Who?
The codex shifts between them. Pages turning without wind, ink bleeding into the dirt.
No. You promised. You said we won't do this.
Loopy nods once.
I know what I said.
Then why?
Because promises don't matter if Jack dies.
The jungle exhales. Something moves just beyond the trees. Not seen, but felt.
You're giving me to him?
I'm buying time.
By sacrificing me?
She doesn't answer immediately, but when she does, it's quiet, honest.
By choosing who gets hurt.
Moby takes a step towards her. She steps back, keeps the distance, keeps the line clear.
I would have done this if you asked.
That's why I didn't.
Ink creeps out from the tree line. Not fast, not slow, certain. Wrapping around Moby's boots. Climbing. Cold.
Please, don't leave me.
Loopy looks at him for a long moment. Long enough that hope flickers. Then she turns away.
I won't watch.
She walks back toward the fire, towards safety, towards Jack. She does not look back. The ink pulls Moby into the dark. The codex snaps shut.
See, she didn't betray you out of hatred. She betrayed you out of love. That's why it worked.
Moby screams as the darkness closes.
Ah!
Chapter 8. The Sacrifice. The clearing is torn apart, earth split by heat. Trees bent away from the center as if recoiling. The air tastes metallic. Magic has burned here, layered and overlapping, scorched into the ground. Loopy knows something is wrong because Jack does not turn when she calls his name. He stands in the middle of it, sword drawn, coat shredded, blood already darkening the dirt beneath his boots. Across from him is the figure, tall, indistinct. Its outline fractures the light around it, as if reality can't quite agree where it ends. It holds a blade of pure absence.
Jack!
Steel collides before she can reach him. The sound is deafening. Not a clang, a scream. Sparks erupt where the blades meet, black and red, spiraling upward like embers pulled from a wound. Jack fights viciously, not defensively. Every strike is meant to end the fight. Every movement burns with intent. The figure parries effortlessly, each block precise, each counter measured. It is not trying to kill Jack quickly. It is studying him.
Get back! Let me!
She charges, blade raised. She does not hesitate. Jack sees her, really sees her, for the first time since the fight began.
Stay back!
I've got you!
Jack raises his free hand, not towards the figure, towards Lupe. Dark magic detonates outward, not wild, not uncontrolled. A perfect, brutal wave. Lupe is thrown backward. Her armor screams as she slams into the ground. The breath is ripped from her lungs. Her blade skids across the dirt, spinning out of reach.
Jack, why?
He doesn't look at her. He can't. If he does, he'll hesitate.
I said, stay back!
The figure moves instantly, blade flashing. Jack barely turns to strike aside. Steel locks with steel. The force drives Jack to one knee. Lupe struggles to her feet. Every instinct screams to run to him, to shield him, to die first. Jack slams his sword into the ground. Runes ignite in a circle around him. Ink, black darkness surges upward. The figure staggers. For the first time, it bleeds. Ink spills from the wound, evaporating before it hits the ground. Jack rises, breathing hard. Blood streams from his nose now, from his ears, from the corner of his mouth.
Jack, stop! You're killing yourself!
He finally looks at her. His eyes are burning, not possessed, committed.
If I stop, it gets past me.
The figure laughs, not aloud. The sound exists inside the pressure of the air. It raises its blade. Darkness coils around it like muscle. And Jack answers. He opens his palm. Ink pours from his veins like fire given form. Magic crashes together between them. The shockwave flattens the clearing. Trees snap. Stone fractures. Lupe is thrown back again, skidding helplessly through the dirt.
Stop!
Jack screams too. Not in pain, in effort.
Ah!
The figure steps inside Jack's guard. Too fast. Its blade plunges into Jack's chest. Deep, twisting. Jack gasps. Blood sprays across the ground. Across Lupe's armor. Warm. Real.
No!
She crawls towards him, dragging herself. Broken nails scraping dirt. Jack raises his hand again. Weak. Shaking.
Don't!
Another wave of dark magic erupts. Smaller this time. Desperate. It throws her back one final time. Then Jack collapses. The figure withdraws its blade. Jack hits the ground hard. Still. The figure turns to Lupe, tilts its head, satisfied. Then it steps backwards into nothing. It's gone. Loopy crawls to Jack, cradles his head. Blood pours through her fingers.
I was right here. Why wouldn't you let me help?
Jack's eyes flicker open, just barely.
Because if you die, he'll have what he needs.
His eyes go glassy. His body slackens. Dead. The clearing goes silent. The magic fades. Only blood remains. Loopy lies there, shaking, staring at him. Because the horror wasn't that Jack died. It was realizing that when the moment came, he chose to fight over her. Chapter 9. The Last Knot. Jacques knows something isn't right because his hands won't stop moving. He is tying a knot. The rope is rough, familiar, comforting beneath his fingers. The motion is automatic. Loop, pass, pull, dress. Perfect. He tests it, and it holds. Relief floods him.
There we go.
The relief doesn't last. The deck beneath his feet stretches longer than it should. The planks narrow toward the horizon, bowing inward like ribs closing around a lung. The sea is flat. Too flat. Mad Jack stands at the far end of the deck, back turned, bleeding.
Jack!
He runs. The distance doesn't change. The rope in his hands loosens. Jacques looks down. The knot is wrong.
What? No, that's impossible.
He drops to one knee, fingers flying. Retie, check, pull. Perfect again. He braces. Pulls. The rope slides apart, not snapping, unthreading, as if it never wanted to hold.
No.
A voice speaks behind him, calm, certain. Jacques turns. The deck is gone. Now it's the jungle clearing. Then the hut. Then a battlefield. Scorched earth, broken trees, blood soaking into the dirt. Jack stands in the center of it all, on his knees, sword buried in the ground to keep himself upright.
I've got you. I've got you. I can fix this.
The rope appears in his hands again. He doesn't question it. He throws it around Jack's torso, tying fast, precise, desperate. A rescue knot. A saving knot. He pulls. The rope tightens. Jack exhales. Relief.
Whew. Thank you.
The knot slips. Slowly. Deliberately. Jacques watches in horror as his own work betrays him.
But I tied it right.
You always do.
The rope continues to slide. Jack begins to sink backwards into the ground. Not falling, being taken.
Hold on. Hold on. Don't let go.
Jack doesn't grab the rope. He doesn't fight. He just looks at Jacques, tired.
I waited.
The rope burns Jacques' palms. Skin peels. Blood runs. He screams, but still holds on.
You were always so careful.
The rope goes slack, cleanly cut. Jack is gone.
No.
The deck reforms. The crew stands around him. Loopy's blade is broken. Moby won't meet his eyes. Zomgal looks confused, searching the ground as if something is missing.
You said it would hold. Hold. Hold.
The words crush him.
I did. I swear I did.
The rope tightens around his wrists, binding him. He didn't tie it, but it's perfect.
That's the problem.
The codex drops at his feet, open. Its pages flutter, not violently, but eagerly.
Long knots fail loudly. Yours fail quietly.
Jacques shakes his head.
I will not use it.
You already are.
He looks down. Ink seeps from the rope into his hands, into the cuts, warm, claiming. The crew begins to back away. Not running, just stepping out of reach.
Please don't go. Please.
Loopy turns last.
Next time, tie it tighter. Tie it tighter. Tie it tighter.
The rope yanks Jacques forwards. The deck collapses. He falls into darkness. Jacques sits in the dark, staring at his hands. Because the terror wasn't that he failed. It was that he did everything right. And it still wasn't enough. Chapter 10. It felt real. Zomgal remembers his own voice. It sounds right.
Careful, it's still hot.
He stands in a small home of stone and timber, sunlight spilling through an open window. The smell of fresh bread fills the air, warm and comforting. Too comforting. A pair of small hands tug at his sleeve.
Papa, look!
Zomgal kneels easily, laughing as the children chatter over each other, words tumbling out too fast to follow. His laughter is easy, unrestrained.
One at a time, you both get your turn.
A woman stands by the hearth. Her hair is loose. Her smile is tired but full. She looks at him like the world is still intact.
You're home early.
I finish ahead of schedule. Thought I'll surprise you.
She steps closer, kisses his cheek. For a moment, nothing else exists. They eat together. Conversation flows. Easy, warm, mundane. Plans for tomorrow. Small arguments. Laughter. Zomgal watches it all like a man afraid to blink. Then, a knock at the door. One sharp impact. Too loud. Too heavy.
I'll get it?
Another knock. The walls tremble. The children fall silent.
Somgal.
Every instinct tightens. The door explodes inward. Wood splinters. Men in dark armor flood the room. Not soldiers. Collectors. Hands seize him. Iron clamps bite into his arms.
Get away from them!
He fights. Breaks one man's jaw. Throws another into the wall. Too many hands. Too many restraints. A blade flashes. Pain tears across his back. Somgal drops to one knee, gasping. He looks back. His wife is on the floor, restrained.
Please take me. I'll go quietly. Just don't touch them.
No one answers. They never do. Somgal is dragged backwards, across the floor. His fingers claw at the stone, skin tears. The house goes silent. Darkness. Cold stone against his back. Iron biting into his wrists and ankles. The smell changes. Metal. Rot. Old blood.
No, please.
The torture chamber. He knows it instantly. Chains hang from the ceiling. Hooks line the walls. Tools laid out with care. A figure steps into view. Its face is hidden. Its voice calm. Educated.
Do you remember them?
Somgal thrashes. The restraints tighten.
Don't you dare say their names!
The figure smiles faintly. Raises a blade. Not to cut, to indicate.
Good. Pain preserves memory.
The lights dim. Screams fill the chamber. Not just his. Echoes of the past. Children calling for a father who never came back. Somgal screams. His voice is swallowed by the darkness around him.
Papa, here!
Somgal sits there, trembling. Because for a few precious moments he remembers who he was. And sitting there alone in the darkness, he realizes he's losing that man all over again. Chapter 11. No one noticed. He is standing there in the clearing. The fire burns. The jungle breathes. Everything is normal. Too normal. The crew is there. All of them. Moby is laughing at something Jacques said. Lupe is sharpening her blade. Somgal sits nearby. Quiet. Grounded. Jack opens his mouth to speak. Nothing happens.
Alright, listen up.
No one reacts. Not because they can't hear him. Because they don't register him.
Okay. Guys, we should move at first light.
Jacques steps through him. Not into him. Through him. Like Jack is fog.
Hey! Watch it!
Jacques doesn't turn. Doesn't flinch. Doesn't apologize. Jack looks down at his hands. They're solid. Normal. He clenches them. Feels his nails bite into his palms. He exists. So why doesn't anyone see him?
Loopy?
She stands. Walks past him. Her shoulder brushes where his should be. No contact. No resistance.
All right. Very funny.
Laughter doesn't come back. No one acknowledges him, not even accidentally. The codex sits on the table, unbound, open, pages turning slowly. Jack moves towards it.
No! No, don't!
He slams the book shut. The sound is deafening. The jungle stops breathing. No one looks up.
I said stop!
Moby walks straight past the codex, steps over it, like it isn't there.
You see that, right?
Zumgal steps through the ward line. Nothing happens. No reactions. No consequence. Jack's chest tightens.
Okay, this isn't funny anymore.
The crew begins to pack up. Efficient. Quiet. Practiced. They move like a team that no longer needs a leader.
Wait! Wait, hold on!
Loopy takes point. Jacques follows. Moby laughs again. Zumgal brings up the rear. They don't look back.
We need a plan!
The jungle swallows the voices. Jack is alone in the clearing. The fire goes out. Not extinguished. Abandoned. Footsteps echo behind him. Jack turns. Relief hits him hard.
Oh, thank you see me, right?
The figure stands there, indistinct, unhurried. It does not threaten. It does not advance. It simply occupies the space someone else should have filled. Jack steps closer, desperate now.
They can't hear me. They can't see me. You can fix this, right?
The figure tilts its head. Jack realizes something too late. It didn't arrive. It was always there, standing where the attention should have been. The clearing shifts. The crew is gone. The paths they took are gone. There was never a trail.
I didn't leave them.
The figure steps aside, revealing a long stretch of empty ground. No footprints, no signs of struggle, just absence. A thought passes into Jack's mind, not spoken, not planted, accepted. They didn't abandon him. They moved on. He stopped mattering. Jack falls to his knees, hands shaking.
I tried, but it wasn't good enough.
No answer. The figure doesn't respond. It doesn't need to. The codex appears in front of him. Open. Waiting. Jack reaches forward. Stops. His hand hovers inches above the page.
If I use you, that means they'll hear me.
The page turns, inviting. Jack pulls his hand back, slow, agonizing.
Won't they?
The figure watches, patient. The jungle closes in, the clearing shrinks. The world narrows to a single truth. Jack is staring into the dark, because the most horrifying part wasn't being ignored. It was knowing that one day they might not need him anymore, and he wouldn't know when it happened.
My dearest Rose, I had Lupi captured in the torture chamber, but regrettably, she escaped with some of her crew, alongside Mad Jack Ketch himself. I am writing this in hoping you'll see it when the time comes. I need you back home with me, and together we can get rid of Mad Jack and his crew once and for all, and this world will then be yours to claim. Do not mistake her escape for victory, my daughter. A rat may slip a cage, but it still carries the stink of the cellar. Lupi fled with wounds she cannot stitch, and fear she cannot drown. I left her with a truth that will gnaw at her ribs when the night turns quiet. Because the quiet is when the mind screams loudest. Mad Jack Ketch. The name echoes from mouth to mouth like rum. Spit on a dark cloak, and pirates shift him as if courage were contagious. He is not brave, Rose. He is simply too foolish to understand what haunts him. He thinks the sea favors him. That fate is a friendly wind. Let him, a man who believes in luck, is easier to steer. You were not born for the laughter of towns, or the warmth of common firelight. You were born of my blood and tempered by my vision. The world is loud with petty kings and gutter lords, each clutching their little crowns. Yet none of them see what you will become. They will see your eyes before they see your blade. Those eyes, unmistakable, a warning dressed as beauty, a prophecy with a pulse. Return to me, not because I ask it, because it is right. Your father, Bartholomew Shadowrock.
The bells will strike on the final hour. Darkness lurks on the horizon. Some truths will be revealed. Some lies will be believed. And some secrets were never meant to surface. The crew's path grows darker. Old wounds begin to open. Trust will be tested. Fear will take hold. And the shadows will start to move again. What waits beyond the storm is not just another enemy. It is the beginning of the fall of the darkest